go all in and put the passion behind it and the resources behind it.
It is home. It is home for me. I live for that moment. It's exhilarating.
If there's a godfather of soccer in Oklahoma, it might very well be Brian Harvey. The longtime OCU men's and women's coach has spent his entire life on the pitch, as a player in England, in the States in the early days of the NASL, and now as the all-time winningest coach in NAIA history. I recently had the chance to sit down here at the Aloft Hotel with Coach Harvey to talk about his life and times in the game and the future of soccer here in his adopted home of Oklahoma City. When it comes to soccer people in Oklahoma City, I know you're not from here originally, but you are kind of the man when it comes to soccer around here. Is that something you embrace?
Well, it's not something I embrace. It was just that when we started soccer as a professional level here in the early 80s, I was the chap that was brought in to help get it all started. Played at Taft Stadium. Taft was not the facility it is today, but it was an exciting time. It was very much a pioneer attitude.
Your background, originally from Liverpool, is that right?
Yes, Liverpool, England, played in the old North American Soccer League for the Dallas Tornadoes. In fact, Lamar Hunt, who owned the team, and played in China for 7 years and Australia for a couple of years, came back to America back in the late 70s, and then I was fortunate enough to get the professional job up here in Oklahoma, which was then called the Oklahoma City Slickers.
I was at a Slicker game or two in my youth at Taft Stadium. I remember, actually, the last time I went back, or the first time I went back to Taft Stadium to see the energy, it was kind of a deja vu moment.
Oh, good.
It had been, 30 plus years since that had happened. Your background too, you actually played against Pele in
Yes, I played. I was fortunate enough to play against two of the great players at that particular time. One was Pele and the other was Eusebio. And great honor, and it's always special. It's like somebody saying, I mean, we didn't win, but it's like somebody saying, well, I played against Roger Federer.
Yes, exactly. You don't talk about who you win or lose.
You got to play against the greatest players in the world, so it was fun.
How have you seen the game change in your 30 plus years?
Well, it's become a lot more sophisticated. Facilities are much better. Coaching is much better. The whole exposure to the game, not only through network TV, but the whole embrace. I mean, it's part of our fabric now. It's no longer called an alien sport. It's no longer a sport that's not American. It's a sport now where it's part of our fabric.
There was a time when soccer not only was not really accepted, it was almost shunned in America, right?
Very much so, and it really has taken. I think the '94 World Cup really helped by playing here in America. I think that TV exposure. I think that, all of the wave of youth soccer, adults, people seeing it more, seeing the English Premier, seeing MLS on TV, seeing USL on TV, has really given the game a lot more highlight. And it's as I said, if you look at it really, you've got American football, you've got basketball, you've got baseball, and you've got soccer, and then you've got ice hockey. And I just think that soccer is one of the top 5 professional sports in North America today.
I liken the rise of soccer right now kind of similar to the rise of NASCAR in the 99-2000, where it really came on the scene. It's new, it's fresh, it's been around for forever.
Yes,
but it's that new thing that everyone wants to gravitate to. Right. But it's got legs to stay because so many of the youth in America have played it, and then now as adults, they're going to embrace that moving forward.
And I agree with you entirely, Brent. I mean, one of the things that when I first came here, parents would go with their children to the game and nobody could explain what was going on. And then it got where the children were telling their parents what was going on at the soccer matches. And now we have a generation of 2 or 3 generations who have actually played the game, and they can take their children to the stadium and really talk about the nuances of the game. When I was playing with the Dallas Tornadoes back in '69, I sat in the hotel lobby with Lamar Hunt. Lamar Hunt said very candidly, Brian, how long do you think it's going to take for it to take a grip? And I said, Lamar, I really believe it's going to be another 2 to 3 generations. And I was wrong, actually. It's this generation now that is really getting a lot of traction.
You were seeing it not only with the fans, but we're seeing it with the corporate money. We're seeing it with TV, like you keep telling too. You're actually seeing highlights of MLS games, of Premier League games, of La Liga games on ESPN.
One of the things that really struck me, and it's very subtle actually, is that you see commercials for TV on soccer, and it's part of the family fabric. There's a soccer ball in the car, and that would never have happened 30, 40 years ago. So we're really seeing it being part of everyday life.
I think even 10, 15 years ago, you wouldn't even see that. There was kind of a golden age with you, the late 70s, early 80s in the United States, but specifically Oklahoma, as the Slickers came on board, and then we had the dip, and now we come back with the USL. Why is the USL the right choice for Oklahoma City right now?
Well, it's the right choice in terms of the quality of the product that's on the field, the control of finances, like MLS control their finances, and I think also we've got one or two local boys playing, so there's identification there, and there's hope for the youth community to aspire to get into those positions, and also there's an international flavour. And I just think that the timing is quite correct. The stadium size is right for the product at the moment, but I foresee it in the future, maybe in 5, 6 years' time, MLS knocking on the door here.
And that's really saying quite a bit, because from going to 0 to 60, you're going from without a professional soccer team for so long to have the energy here to be successful. Have you been surprised with the acceptance, with the support, the energy you've gotten in the first 3 seasons?
Oh, I think the energy are very professional in everything they've done. They've really worked their way very well into the community. They have foundations. I mean, it's a top-run organization. They've done excellent.
And they've kind of stratified their involvement with the game from a competitive level with the PDL team now, and then they have the tie-ins with OFC, and then you've also got the Oklahoma Soccer Association. So they're embracing the soccer leadership that's already been here.
Yeah, they certainly have. I mean, if you look at it, they're in at the community roots level, and then they've got the next level where kids are coming back from college and they're looking for places to play, and where the next stage of their career is going. And then you've got the top of the Christmas tree, which is the first team.
As far as that first team then becoming an MLS team, what does this community need to do? What does this team need to do?
It's first of all, I mean, we've got to grow the product, and it also has to be, we have to have a soccer specific stadium, perhaps tied in at the river or tied in along that walk where it would be a little bit more central for everybody, and a soccer specific stadium that could also highlight shows, pop bands and things of that nature. So it's one step at a time, but I believe that they're going in the right direction.
What do you think the ultimate future is for soccer in Oklahoma City?
Oh, it's here. I mean, it's not going to go away, and it can only grow. There's only growth involved with it now. I see perhaps in, as I said, in 5 or 6 years' time, crowds of 15 to 20,000. But it's got to be a soccer-specific stadium.
Did you ever think you'd say that 20 years ago, 30 years ago?
No. I really, the biggest crowd we had, we made it to the final, and we played in the Silver Dome, and we had 38,000 people, which in 1981 was a lot of people. But no, I could see that in Oklahoma City. I can see us getting much more crowd involved, and it's really going forward.
Sounds like Coach Harvey likes the direction things are going for soccer here in the Sooner State. And if anyone should know, it'd be Coach. From the Aloft Hotel in downtown Oklahoma City, I'm Brent Skarky for Energy FC TV.